Alright, game number 1 with green-yellow Yamato against the blue-black Usopp. This is a fun matchup just to play. As for whether or not we are favored, I do think that we are. They generally run quite a few bricks, and then they do run a lot of 2Ks. So being able to swing high numbers like 7s and 9s constantly is very good, especially with double attack from our leader. And as you can see, we are playing a aggressive list, trying to get some practice and get ready for the upcoming metas. EBO2 being out fairly soon, and then the next one is the OP11. So here we're just making a big board, and one of the cool combos in the deck is this whole 3-cost Mihawk into the Basil Hawkins, giving us a 4K attacker and a 5K attacker that trashes life if it's KO'd. So it makes people not want to KO it. And here we're just keeping it pushed. That's the whole name of the game when it comes to green-yellow Yamato with this build, is just keep pushing life. So as you see there, we went 7. They didn't counter out. They took 2. We're going another 7. Going another 7. This way, they're just constantly having to give us cards. Otherwise, they're just going to lose life. So the downside of putting them down so early is the fact that now if they have like another Zoro, they can easily pop our Basil and we don't get any value from its effect. But we did get value by them just not getting rid of it earlier. Instead, they got rid of that Mihawk and then tried to swing into the Satori. If they do play some blockers, we are playing the great card Straw Sword, so we're not really worried too much, especially since they only have 4 Dawn left. Here they play out the Rebecca. They do draw into a Brook, and then they play the Brook just so they have follow-up, but we have Straw Sword. This is pretty much game right here, so we just Straw Sword down their blocker. Then we're able to swing 9 with leader first. They can't counter out, so that's into game 1. Game number 2 is against Lim. So I'm showing you guys back-to-back meta leaders from the OP10. Just to show you guys that green-yellow Yamato, even though it may not be popular, I still think is one of the better aggro decks that you could be running. So here, we did take that, and then we're just going to swing 5 right now because we're going to play out the Basil. The big thing with Yamato too is that with most leaders swinging 5, yeah, you're getting 1 card out maybe, but with green-yellow Yamato, most people are going to constantly give you counter just because they don't want to take 2 life in 1 swing. So they will do whatever means necessary to stop you from taking 2 of their life. So it's a funny little situation that happens all the time. Whenever I play against green-yellow Yamato, it happens with me. Whenever I play with green-yellow Yamato, it happens with my opponents. It's just something about her with double attack that's just so menacing. Here, we did get a really good trigger. We got that cracker, so now we have 2 double attackers that they have to worry about. Yeah, we're down to 2 life, but we got 6K in counter. We got 3 2K Izus. Here, they're just swinging another 6. We'll give them another 2K. right now. They just are thinking. So you got to sequence this right if you're going to do this. So you have to swing with Cracker first, because if you don't and they take the leader swing, then you're no longer at a lower life total than them, so Cracker doesn't have double attack. So here we're just counting up our Dawn, figuring out how much we want to do for our swings. I'm thinking about just doing a 9k swing here, or just doing a 10k. So yeah, I just do a 10k here. That way then they either have to give me a bunch of cards from hand, or they just take their last 2 life, and then I do a 5k swing. That's easy for them to counter out, but now they have no life. We have double Straw Sword, and we also still have 4k in counter in hand. So the chances of them beating us this turn is very low. We're okay with them killing one character. That's completely fine. So they're thinking real deep into the tank. And at this time, I was also thinking, I'm like, okay, so scariest thing that they could throw up now is hold 1 up for a Blast Breath and have 5 for a Doflamingo blocker. But we have the Straw Sword to be able to deal with the blocker. Here, they still have 2 attacks, so we are gonna use a 2k right there. And then if they swing with no Dawn attached on this Mihawk, then that means that most likely that may be the play, is holding 1 back for a Doflamingo blocker plus Blast Breath. But for the most part, we have this game sealed up. So they're just taking their time, thinking their plays through. They attach 3, and at that point, I'm like, okay, I can let this go because I just need 1 really good swing. I can't counter out of that one either. They do play the Doflamingo blocker, but we have the Straw Sword, so. Here, we just go Straw Sword, attach all Dawn, swing 11, and that's game. Alright, game number 3 is against Green Uta. So, in the beginning of OP10, Green Uta was looked at as being like one of the better rogue decks. She's able to throw down and swarm the board real fast, so she has a good matchup into Teach. Or initially, I think she had a good matchup into Teach, and then people started playing her a lot, and it's kind of give or take as to whether or not she is still good into Teach or not. She is good into Shanks, though, since you're able to swarm so fast, and most of the time it's a lot of blockers that are, 5 to 7k. Makes it a little bit harder for them to deal with. So here, they already got 2 blockers. They got the 2k and the 6k Uta blocker. Or the 2 cost, I mean. So here, we just swing 8. They're down to 1 life already as well. That's something big to note. They did eat 2 of our Yamatos, or they ate 1 of our Yamato swings, and then we trashed a life, and then they just ate that last swing. But this is them swarming the board on turn 7, You know, just 7 cost Luffy into 4 cost Brook into 3 cost Uta. We take that, we do get a Kukunojo as our life trigger. And here we're just thinking, so there's too many blockers. We know that we're not going to be able to go for lethal this turn, but there is things that we can do here to try to get extra value or get as much value as possible. So we're going to swing with 7 first to see if they counter out. Nope, they just take. That's completely fine by me. So I'm just going to, thinking I can just attach to swing 8. So they'll most likely just give me one of their blockers. I can swing another 8. This way they do block with the 7k, counter out, and then I'll swing one more 8. They give me another blocker. So I did get rid of 2 blockers that turn. We didn't really progress our board, but our board by itself is already pretty strong. The only worry that we really have in this matchup is if they do find their 8 cost kid. At that point, with how many blockers that they're able to set up, they're able to protect it really well. And with us, I mean, we're able to swing over it, but we don't really have ways of just innately removing it other than just swinging into it. So here they're going 6k into 6. We give them a 1k counter. They go 6k into 6. We give them a 1k counter. They go 7k. We give them a 2k. We want to keep our board as much as possible. And here they throw down 2 blockers. And then they're thinking about swinging with that Uta, see if they can get another card. They go 6k into it. We give it up that time. They restand using I'm Invincible, or discarding I'm Invincible to restand their 7 cost Luffy. And here we want to play this Ryoma because they're easily able to get out of lethal. So Ryoma will at least allow us to get rid of 1 blocker for sure. And then we'll have the Dawn to be able to swing over for 8 and then do a 7 and another 8 swing. We also could just do a 9k swing and then do another 8k swing or 9k swing and then do a 7k because of leader effect. So here we got rid of 3 of their blockers that turn and put a Ryoma on the field. So at this point, they're running real low on blockers, and we are just constantly keeping real well on our characters. They swing 6 here at our life, so we do take that. They drew a I'm Invincible, so most likely my thought at this time was they're probably going to try to go for lethal, and as long as I can counter out of 1 to 2 swings, I should be fine. And here we get a huge life trigger. Being able to pop that Brook means that they're at most going to be able to do 2 more swings with leader if they had 2 I'm Invincibles. But that is game. So leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy this type of content, and have a good day.